Oh, God, I look horrible. Good morning. It is just after 7. I'm awake now, finally. Set my alarm for 5:30 so I could be up and kind of make my coffee, sort of get situated. But I kind of hit the snooze. Mornings are rough right now with this back injury. I'm very comfortable in this tent, especially with the gear I have, but still, it's a little rough. So, in the tent, drinking coffee. I don't think I'm going to do breakfast this morning. I think I'm going to just do some bars, maybe stop a little bit later and eat something, just because I kind of really want to get going. I'm only 15 miles from where I'm going to end up, and I'd kind of like to crush that out today. So I think I can do it. We're going to see. Again, we're not trying to push ourselves because of this injury. If I have to camp another night, I will. And just do a couple miles tomorrow. But if I can crush those 15 out, which normally isn't a big deal, and I can get off trail tonight and be in my bed tonight, that'd be ideal. Be in a hot bath. But anyway, so in the tent, a little bit of pack explosion. Not too bad though. But I'm going to show you a piece of gear that I bought. Oh, it's the bending over that hurts. Even like the slight little leaning, it's just killing me. So normally I have my Sea to Summit inflatable pillow. And I did bring it just in case, but I bought a new piece of gear that I was kind of concerned about because it is very bulky, but I wanted to give it a try because the last few times I've been out, I've been having some issues sleeping. So I bought a Thermarest pillow. This is the large size, so it's like 23 inches long, and this thing has been a godsend. Super comfortable. It's been incredible. So I got it on sale on Amazon. I've been kind of waiting because they're normally a little pricey, but I got this one on sale. It's got cute little mushrooms on it. All right, here we go. All packed up, ready to get going. I don't know where to go though, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But let's see, what time is it? Pretty late, I'm pretty sure. 8:55, so 9 o'clock. So half an hour later than I expected, just because I'm moving slow. But that's all right. We got to still crush these miles out. It is calling for rain at a couple of points today, so let's hope it doesn't get too crazy. But anyway, I'm going to stop filming so I can look at the map, and we're going to get going. So I definitely will film more today. I wish I could have filmed more yesterday, but I was kind of enjoying hiking with a partner and just kind of enjoying the trail. So sorry I didn't film as much for you guys that want to see that stuff. I filmed a little bit, but we'll film more today for you. So here we go. Alright, so this was actually easy. So I was just up that road to the left. Just came out of my campsite, came down the road, and the Ice Age, there's a sign right there, and then there is some signage there past that porta potty, and that's the direction I want to go. So that was only I don't know, a few hundred feet down. So look at right there, some signage. Here we go. We are on, folks. We are on. Looks like 3 sites. I definitely recommend though, even though there are those backpack sites, so they are from like when you come into the Pike Lake camping area, it's another like little ways up, and I think they're the same price from where I was at like the family camp area. And the family camp area has not just a porta potty like the backpack sites, but it's got the full bathroom, sinks, showers. So, and there are electric sites for those of you that want to, we jump off trail and get a hotel for the hot shower and charging our devices and stuff. But I'd recommend just staying at the family campground. So, for those that are doing the trail and you're doing a big long stretch, if you get to here, I would definitely plan on stopping for sure. I am trying to be a bit more cautious filming. As you guys know that watch the channel, when I film, I trip and fall a lot. And I've slipped a few times already on this trail and tripped on a bridge because it was slippery. And then I tripped hitting a rock on the trail. And both times I tweaked my back. So what we don't need is a major fall, especially with this pack right now. My back is honestly feeling it this morning. So I'm hoping as like my body starts warming up that my back will kind of loosen up a little. I did originally plan this morning to hike with my thermal leggings, which is what I sleep in, because the mornings are a bit cold. But because there was some chance for rain, and just in case I don't make it to where I need to today, I didn't want my sleeping gear getting wet. My puffy jacket I wore all day yesterday, and the entire back was soaked. And that's a down puffy, so I was able to get it dried out, but I just didn't want that happening again. So I got the raincoat on again, just in case it does start raining. That puffy won't get wet. But it is a bit brisk this morning. So this stretch of the forest was a little creepy. Coming up to a road, another connector, 0.3 miles. All right, well, let's go do this. I want to take the easy route. These are always sketchy because there's water in here a lot of times. Oh, thank God. I don't want my feet being soaked already. All right, I gotta look at the map because I gotta figure out which way is north. I don't know. Pike Lake segment. All right. All right, I've actually never been in any of these parts of Wisconsin before. It's kind of interesting. Children of the Corn over here to my right. I see a trail sign just up ahead. across that street. We're headed in that direction. Some big old hound dogs to my left, woofing at me. A lot of dogs this time around. It's kind of frustrating when people do not have their dogs leashed, regardless of how trained they are, because you got me coming through and I got this big old backpack on, and they may not be used to that, don't know what I am. And I did have a couple of dogs like bluff charge me like a black bear would, and that's, you know, a little uneasy. Last thing I want is to get bit. I mean, all in all, it was fine, but at the same time, like, your dogs are running ahead of you. Could easily charge off and bite me. Alright, so I see the sign for Slinger. So we're in the right area. Slinger is one of the trail communities on the Ice Age. So this will be my second trail community this trip. Heartland is one, that's where I started. So we're definitely gonna stop in Slinger, try to grab a bite to eat there, and then make our way towards West Bend, which will be my third trail community. So let me get across this crazy ass highway. Here we go. All right, a couple other new pieces of gear I bought. So the first one is the Vice Versa from Hyperlight Mountain Gear. So if you guys remember, I had the little REI chest bag, which is nice, definitely cheaper, but it's not waterproof. So because it's Hyperlight, Mountain Gear's brand, it's made out of Dyneema, it's way lighter. And you know, I'm not gonna say waterproof, but definitely a lot more water resistant, as close to waterproof as you can get. So you know, I keep the electronics in like its own separate bag, and I kind of wanted something that was a little bit more like easily accessible, instead of having to constantly go in my bag when I want to start filming things, getting battery packs out and things like that. So yeah, so this was kind of nice. I've got some sun sleeves in here. I wasn't sure how much sun exposure I was going to have. I've got my Smart Wool beanie, a headband. Wasn't sure how much I was going to be sweating, things like that. My wallet, and the other piece of gear is the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Versa. So true fanny pack, super dorky. Both of these pieces of gear, I did take the straps off, so you can use both of them as fanny packs. But there is like a place where you can slide your buckles through to make it a chest bag and, you know, a little hip bag. So the bigger one, I do have my battery packs in, the case for my phone, headlamps, and then like a little package of snacks. So yeah, and then we're rocking the Hyperlight Mountain Gear hat this time around. So that is what I brought this time around on the trip. So pretty excited about that. Finally was able to get them. I was trying to get them last year, just didn't work out. But they're definitely really nice. I definitely would recommend these two pieces of gear. They're really nice. So gonna be a little pricey compared to some, you know, kind of hip bag styles or chest bags, but they're, the way that they're made, easily accessible. So I definitely recommend these for sure. And I do like the hat. I was gonna wear my Timberline trail hat from Mount Hood, but I saw this and I was like, you know what? Let's rock a new hat this trip. So it's pretty comfy and it looks cool. So my back is killing me, folks. It's killing me. But anyway, here we go. Let's go crush. See, it's like this shit right here. 2 dogs off leash. I got one staring at me. And I don't want to walk until I see an owner. Because that's a big ass dog. Doesn't seem to care, but I didn't like the fact he was staring at me. He's still staring at me. I mean, I get it. They're not really used to like hikers, and they're just doing their own everyday normal stuff, but I really don't want this dog charging me. I don't know if they have neck collars on. It's always like sketchy and uneasy because you don't know. See, he just keeps stopping and looking at me. Try not to make eye contact. Just mosey on through. The little dog doesn't seem to care. Bigger dog is definitely watching. I always do like a little look-see. They don't really care. Okay. I always do a little look-see behind. I did have a German Shepherd yesterday on trail in the Kettle Moraine area. That literally as soon as the guy got past me, he let the dog back off leash. Like he leashed him when he saw me, had him like pretty tight, and then literally unleashed him 5 feet after he got past me, and the dog went to charge me. And he called him back, which, you know, fine, but Jesus, I could have got bit from behind. And that would have sucked. It was a big German Shepherd too. So, typical for the Ice Age, walking through a neighborhood. And again, we're going to be doing some town walking, so we're going to turn right. A little town of Slinger. Hopefully you guys read the history of Slinger back there. And yeah, here we go. All right. Well, just had a guy pull up and chat it up a little bit. Said there's kind of a new section that they added here in Slinger, so it's not as much town walking. So It's actually a bit more trail. So I'm gonna come up to this BP somewhere up the road here. And I guess behind the BP there's a park. And there's trails, so you're not really walking through as much town. But I planned on like, oh, well, let's stop and eat. I asked if there's like, hey, like, what's good to eat? What do you recommend? And he said, well, nothing. It's Monday. Pretty much everything is closed. And I'm like, what, on a Monday? That's insane. But that is Wisconsin, folks. If you're not from here, these small towns, most of the stuff is closed. And it's crazy because it's a Monday. Like you would think Sunday, the small towns, everything's closed, right? But yeah, Monday, he's like, yeah, dude, nothing's really happening here. So 6,400 people is the population. It's kind of funny. Cute little town, though. But everything's closed. I guess we won't stop anywhere. Said there's like a Subway. I don't really feel like Subway, although Subway sandwich does sound good, but not really what I was looking for. I was kind of hoping maybe like a bar, you know, get like a burger, maybe a beer, maybe a damn shot to numb the pain a little. But whatever. Slinger. Everything closed on Monday in Slinger. So if you're walking through Slinger on a Monday, don't expect anything open. Here we go. Yeah, see, like right there, Town 9 tap, that would have been good. There's the BP. So, I don't know, it's still early in the morning. I guess I really didn't expect bars to be open at this time, but whatever. I was hoping like a little restaurant might have been. Alright, so there's a park here, just like the guy said, and it is marked to turn. So it looks like, even on the map, it's updated. There's some signage there, so yeah, so maybe not as much town walking through Slinger, which may not be the end of the world since there's nothing open. But the BP's open, so if you need a little resupply or grab a soda or smokes like me. Yeah, I kind of walk through this park area, a little cemetery up there, and just follow this along. Here we go.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? To fight, to die on, and this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done, but what's the try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, oh. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?
All right, another connector route. I see how like small some of these roads are. All right, well, I had to adjust the bag. I took the sleeping bag and the pillow out of the pack liner. It's just like sticking it in that thing, I don't know, it just sits too high, which then starts raising everything else up higher. And I knew it this morning, like, as soon as I put the bag on, I was like, this is not sitting right. But, you know, again, because it was gonna rain, and it didn't at the one time it said, I, you know, packed the sleeping bag up in the pack liner. But it was 2 hours of hiking. I kind of been paying for that. It sucked. So I stopped at a bench. Kind of repacked everything, so everything kind of is definitely sitting lower, which is nice. It's not pulling so much on my shoulder area, which then like is crushing my lower back. So this is a lot better. But yeah, definitely brisk. Had to take the hyperlight hat off, put my little beanie on for now. There's like certain sections where it just gets super windy, and you know, it's a little chilly, so yeah. But anyway, almost done with this little connector route, and we're jumping back on trail. It's kind of a weird like windiness, but at least it's trail, so here we go. So, done with the Cedar Lakes, I think it is, Cedar Lake segment. Now we're heading to the West Bend segment. So this is 5.5 miles of this county highway. So we got Polk Cames State Ice Age Trail area. But yeah, now we're gonna 5.5 miles on this dangerous road. But we did this back in 2021. Not this road, but something similar to this. So we're used to it. 5.5 miles, we'll hit the West Bend segment. And I think where we're gonna stop is where the West Bend segment ends. And that Kewaskum segment starts. But yeah, I'm not gonna film very much on this because it's a very busy highway and I gotta be careful. So here we go. We're gonna crush this 5.5 out as fast as we can. And let's get into West Bend. We'll definitely hit West Bend today. So should be off trail today, 2 days early. If I didn't have the back issue, I probably would have gone on to the Kewaskum segment since I'm 2 days ahead of schedule. And I probably would have finished up further into there and got more into the Kettle Moraine. But I'm just gonna do these 45 miles. That'll be the 43 required for the challenge. And the 3 trail communities. I wish Slinger was open so I actually could have spent some money there and actually ate lunch or breakfast even because it was morning. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what we can find up in West Bend. But you know, true hiker. I got enough food still. I got everything I actually need. But it'd be nice to sit down in a warm place and get a bite to eat today. Mission accomplished. And kind of a reward for doing this and doing this with such an injury too. So, but yeah, anyway, here we go, folks. Crushing 5.5 miles of county highway. All right, so I had to put the other bit of the camera gear away. Uh, 2.5 miles from Walmart, and then it's just past that for the West Bend segment. So I'm making good time. I had to readjust some stuff. I did have to stop, take a short break. This road walking sucks on my back. It's colder out here because I'm way more exposed. So I just clipped the camera gear to the back of the bag and my hat. Kind of put everything away so I'm like hands-free. Feel, you know, it's heavy, but still like, I don't know, I feel more limber on my feet. But yeah, so still walking 2.5 more miles. So I've done 3 miles so far. I'm making way better time than I thought. So I am kind of hurrying. But now that I put everything away, I'm kind of moving a lot faster. So yeah, we're just gonna finish crushing this. And hopefully we find a place that we can stop and eat. I kind of don't want to make a hiker meal. I kind of want a burger or something. So maybe there's something up ahead. We'll see. All right, so I'm still on that highway, but kind of got off that major part. Coming up on this little Cedar Lake. So pretty big lake. Nice little water source if you needed it. That highway is definitely a little sketch, so I would definitely be careful, be aware. All right, well, still walking. That's why I chose this whole like section of hiking, because it was going to be a lot of road walking this time. So between Heartland and Janesville in 2021 and Heartland to West Bend here in 2023, you know, I chose those because it kind of gives me a really good look at what this trail is, right? Because it's like 600 miles of trail, 500 miles of road walking, whether it's county highways or bike trails or towns. So when I thru hike this, I kind of know what I'm getting myself into. So the plan is to thru hike this in 2025. But yeah, so I'm only 0.9 from like the trailhead, and 5 miles, 5.1 total from my ending point. So it's 1 p.m. I've done 10 miles already. So, you know, it's weird, despite this very like crippling injury, I am actually making really, really good time. I don't know why. You know, had I been fully healthy, like lightening the pack up, probably at least 10 pounds lighter than normal. I mean, that obviously makes a world of difference, but I don't know. I mean, there's really no way I should be making as good of time as I am. So, and I've kind of been thinking about it, you know, like I have 2 more days off work because I planned on like 5 days. And like I really, like, I could keep going, you know, but I think the smartest thing, and it's kind of what I've been thinking about on this long road walk, I think the smartest thing is to finish these 5 miles right where I want it to be, and then call it. You know, I've done 45 miles at that point. I've hit my 3 trail communities, and you know, Mammoth challenge complete at that point. So as long as nothing happens in these 5 miles that cripples me, then, you know, I've done what I wanted to do. So smartest thing I think is to get off trail and go relax this back, be at home tonight, nice hot bath, and you know, take a day before I have to go back to work to just relax and recuperate. So I think that's the smartest thing. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I just saw a sign for West Bend just behind me. I see some Ice Age Trail markers. We are at the West Bend segment. So, stopping like right at the trailhead there just to take a break after that long road walk. I grabbed like a pamphlet, and for like the Washington County, like whole like segments of Washington County, like when you start completing like these bigger like portions in these different like counties, you can apply and you'll get like another certificate, another patch for like completing these big long stretches. and there's 2 sections left from what I've done, which is the Kewaskum segment and the Milwaukee River segment. So it's just under like 13 miles between those 2 segments. And I was kind of thinking, since I have 2 more days, just finish this whole West Bend thing, and then potentially jump off, stay in a hotel for the night, and just leave everything packed, wake up early. I don't have to like struggle packing up my gear and just climbing in and out of that tent, and sleep in like a nice bed, soak my back in a hot tub, and then take another day, since I have 2 more days technically, and do the 13 miles and finish this whole Washington County stretch. It was very tempting. But I've already made up my mind about finishing this and jumping off trail today. Take tomorrow to relax, and I should be able to go back to work Wednesday instead of Thursday. So I don't know. Kind of on these hikes between, like, from doing California, from doing Timberline, out in Portland for Mount Hood, I've kind of made these like determinations where it's like, okay, if this scenario or this scenario happens, no matter what, like, you're done. Just be done. There's no like sitting and contemplating. And like, for those of you that really watch the channel, if you watch my last Ice Age trail hike in 2021, I had a couple of moments where like I was really sitting there contemplating like continuing on when I had, 2 different emergencies that happened. And if I would have just kept going, like, it could have been bad. So I've gotten a lot smarter and I guess wiser, maybe, making the safer choices where it's like, okay, if these scenarios happen, no matter what, just get it in your head like you're just done. So there's no bad decisions that could be made. Especially like after that Portland trip with JK getting altitude sickness, that night that I had to climb down that cliff and cross that sketchy river in the dark, like, those really kind of put things into perspective for me, where it was just like why are you risking like great bodily harm or death for a trail or scenery, sights, memories? Like, it's just not worth it. So, and even though like this is an old back injury, having re-injured it, and as much as I love being on trail, the problem is I've already pushed my limit where, like, I really think I should not have even come out, and I should have just really nursed this back problem. But I think if I push it, I have a greater risk of a longer recovery, and God forbid something happens, because I'm like, oh, let's just stay out one more day, let's just do it, and like, that's when something could happen. So, and then potentially I'm out of work for a while because my back is so messed up, and then there's no hiking because there's no income coming. So, I plan on taking a trip, not necessarily a hiking trip, but I plan on taking a trip in the winter, out west. Oh, see, I just tripped. This is why I've been trying to be cautious filming, because you guys know I trip all the time. That really hurt. But yeah, so I plan on taking a trip out west, and if I really hurt my back worse than I already have, then I'm potentially out of work for a while, and then there's no trip, And that could screw up my plans for going back to Oregon next year. So, what's up, Chippy? I see you on the tree. But yeah, so it's just not worth it. But as much as I want to, believe me, I mean, it's 13 miles. It's like, dude, I can do that, and I can finish that tomorrow night. Like, especially with not having to pack the gear up and actually leaving at first light, take a lift like back to the trail. I'd totally be able to crush that, but I'm just not going to risk it. You know, there's plans to go to Portland, or not Portland, but Bend, Oregon, and do Three Sisters next year. If I can actually get the permit, because it's a lottery system for the Wonderland Trail on Mount Rainier. So if I can get that, my plan is to do Three Sisters Wilderness and then fly to Washington and do the Wonderland Trail around Mount Rainier next year. So that, you know, that's obviously going to be an expensive trip, and I kind of want to start saving for that, so that I think it's like the end of February you apply for the permits, and then, you know, I'll probably go like the middle of August to get out there and kind of be done with both those trips like the first week of September. So I mean, that's, you know, 3 weeks, because the Wonderland Trail is going to be like 10 days. The other one, figure like 6 days. So it's like 2.5 weeks. Plus the plane, you know, plane fare, all of that. It's going to be pricey. Getting food, all that stuff. So that's kind of where like my head is, where it's like, look, I have these other things planned, and if I do actually really hurt myself on this trip, then that's going to kind of cancel all of that, and then that'll also then potentially screw up the possibility of through hiking this trail, the Ice Age Trail, in 2025. So trying to think smart, trying to think long term. Like I said, I probably shouldn't have even come out here this time, but 2 years in a row of canceling for, you know, weather and injury, all that, just would have like really bummed me out. I was already like getting really depressed that there was the possibility that I was gonna have to cancel this, and 2 years in a row, and the money I spent preparing for this, and it was just like, man. And I hadn't taken a trip all year yet. I was like, I just needed to get away, you know. I think if I had taken trips like I normally do, bike packing things and camp trips, and, you know, went and did a big trip like doing Portland, then canceling this may not have been like such a big deal, you know, because it would have been like, oh well, I've already done multiple things. Like, you're injured, just cancel, like whatever, big deal. Like, you know what the Ice Age Trail is. You're really only out here doing kind of like research for when you through hike it. You know, you know what to expect. So it was really kind of like unnecessary, I guess, right? But because it was the only trip I'm taking for a hiking trip, it was just like a bummer. And I'm like, you know what, forget it. And since the rain eased up, I was like, that's it, we're going. So I made the decision last minute. But I will tell you, these inclines and declines suck on my back, especially the decline. With your feet hitting the ground in such like an impact going down, it's like crushing my back bad. But, you know, whatever. We're almost done. We'll be off trail today, so I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna move fast, but not crazy. And I'll just be off trail, so. All right, well, leaving Culver's, and apparently the trail is another 2.3 miles. So we gotta finish it. God damn it. You know, when I was like looking online, like it literally, like I was trying to click around on the trail and the map, and it looked like it stopped here. And clicking around on the Far Out app, it's a little further up. So, and I got concerned when I seen this sign that said West Bed segment, and I was like, oh, please God. And I did kind of have that feeling. Okay, so yeah, just on the other side of those power things, and the trail is here. So, shit. 2.3. So that's not bad. I mean, there's tons of stuff here in town. Culver's, Taco Bell, Cousins Food. And Culver's is open till midnight. So from 10 a.m. to midnight. So if you like were forced to do night hiking just to get into town, you know, if you were here before midnight, at least there'd be a place that was open. I don't know if you had to have a car, but maybe they would understand. But yeah, so there's plenty of places over here. I think Walmart is over here as well, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look at the map. I think there's a Walmart or whatever. There's a Sendix. So definitely a spot, you know, to try to get a hotel close enough and at least eat, resupply, kind of fuel back up. So but whatever. 2.3, so my body hurts. I was really hoping to be done. I was kind of mentally done. Now it's another 2 miles, and that sucks. But of course it's a fucking incline. But whatever, it's only 2 miles. So if I would have known it was another 2 miles, it's so hard to read that map. But if I would have known, I may have stopped earlier. Kind of took a little bit longer of a break. Just knowing that I was going to be off trail. Because I mean, really, I've got to like 5:30. You know, and then like shortly after it starts getting dark. So I've been stopping by like 4. So I think it's just after 3:30. 4:02. So not horrible. Hour and a half to do 2 miles. Normally I hike 3 miles an hour. And I've kind of been doing that. So it should take under an hour. But like I said, man, I was just done. I was just done. But I gotta finish this, otherwise I'm 2 miles short. Shit, and we can't cheat. So I did get offered on that big connector route, that 5.5 mile road walking. There were some people that offered to give me a ride. I was like, oh, don't say that. As much as like I needed that because of my back, I would have saved that 5 miles. Would have gotten here way sooner. But I was like, oh, I can't I can't cheat. The feet gotta connect. But believe me, I wanted it, especially with my back. Like taking the backpack off, dude, oh my God. I can feel like my lower back is so numb. And I can kind of feel like it's tingling in my right leg. So definitely making the right decision by calling it after this and not doing the Kewaskum and Milwaukee River segments. My back needs a break. I've pushed it beyond what I should have and beyond what the limits are at this point. So I'd have to be done hiking now to like relax it again. But setting up that tent, all that crouching, I'm not even gonna do one more day and chance it. As much as I would like to, if I was healthier, I would have pushed it. But that'll be it. Anyway, let's crush these miles and get off this trail and back home. My battery's low anyway. I'm gonna backtrack and I'm gonna head to this store. So I think the next time you guys see me, I'm gonna try to charge my phone. I'll be out in front of the store and I'll do a quick little goodbye. All right, well, I'm in front of this West Bend elevator company. It's like a feed store. Ordered a Lyft. It's like 56 bucks to get me from this wherever I'm at. I'm on some like side road way off in nowhere land, but to get me back from here to Milwaukee. So I kind of expected it. It took a little while for the Lyft to like register kind of where I was. I don't know, driver should be here in like 8 minutes, it says. So as long as that goes good, I'm headed home. I'm done. I am exhausted. My body hurts. My back is killing me. It's a fun trip. So yeah, from where I started to where I ended, 43 miles exactly. by the skin of my teeth, I made it 43 miles. So I thought I was going to be a little bit further, like 45, but that's all right. That's all right. We're exact. So yeah, just get this phone charged, wait for this ride to get here, and get home and relax, get in a hot bubble bath, soak my body. So see you guys later.